Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back, and happy Mother's Day to everyone watching. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the horoscope for the month of June 2021. So starting off here on the 1st of June, Mars will shift into the sign of Cancer. Now Mars is debilitated in Cancer, so this will be a very challenging transit, and we'll talk more about this in a future video. Mars, remember, is a soldier, a warrior. It wants to go out and take action and get things done. Cancer is connected to the home, the mother, our comfort, our nourishment. So Mars is very uncomfortable here in the sign of Cancer. Now we'll also see Mercury come into a combustion here at the beginning of June as well. Remember that Mercury is in a retrograde, so it will shift back to meet up with the Sun. On the 10th of June, we will have a solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. This will be towards the end of Taurus, and we'll talk more about that in a future video. This is a part of this big eclipse season. If you have not already checked out that video on the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, make sure to check that out. I will leave a link above and down below in the description. On the 14th of June, the Sun will shift into the sign of Gemini. So this will push us into a new consciousness, a new seasonal shift here as the Sun moves into Gemini. Our focus shifting from this more relaxed and friendly sign of Taurus into this very curious and mentally active sign of Gemini. On the 20th, Jupiter will shift into retrograde. So once again, we're here in this eclipse season, in this retrograde season, where there's lots of changes, lots of internal work to do. And this is a lot that we will talk about here in this month of June with all of this happening. Of course, this will all take us into November and October when these retrogrades will start to clear up and we will move out of this eclipse zone. On the 22nd, Venus will shift into the sign of Cancer. This will be a tricky position as the Moon and Venus are not the most friendly of planets. And lastly, here on the 25th, for those of you who are following those 3 extra planets, our transpersonal planets, Neptune will station retrograde. So we have a lot going on here as we're moving into the summer with all of these eclipses and retrogrades, where there's a lot of internal work to do moving forward. So let's talk about how this tricky month of June will affect each of you according to your moon sign or your ascendant sign. And once again, I want to bring this to all of your awareness that I am not using the tropical zodiac. So the tropical zodiac is typically used in Western tropical astrology, where it is according to the seasonal points and where the stars were positioned hundreds of thousands of years ago. I am using the sidereal zodiac, which is based upon where the stars are positioned right now in the sky. So this is according to the correct position of the stars, and this is coming from those fixed stars as well that sit behind the constellations. And along with that, I am using Jyotisha or Vedic astrology, which is coming directly from the scriptures. So this is going to be according to your moon sign, not your sun sign. The moon sign is very, very important as it is the indicator of your mind. So all of your behavior, all of your patterns and cycles that you go through in life are all being filtered through the moon sign, because this is how your mind is functioning, your psyche, your state of mind. So this is very important in terms of looking at horoscopes. I also add in that ascendant because that is the point from which your soul made contact here with its life on earth. So that ascendant is mapping out the foundation of your entire life. It is the lesson, the experience of why you have come into this existence. So I do recommend that you always look at your horoscope according to your ascendant or your moon sign, not your sun sign. So let's go ahead and start off here with those of you with an Aries moon or Aries ascendant. This is going to be very interesting as Mars and Venus will transit through your 4th house. So there will be a lot of attention and focus going into your home environment. And with Mars in there, this can be an area where you are feeling much more protective, much more passionate about putting your energy and focus into that home environment. There may be some sort of responsibility or duty that you have to fulfill there within the home. You could also see some conflict or difficulty in this area. You want to look at what Mars is doing in your chart. It is, of course, your chart ruler, but the condition of Mars will tell us a lot about how this will affect you. Venus in there is a bit tricky. Venus is a very difficult sign for those of you with an Aries moon, Aries ascendant, as it controls those two marca houses of the 2nd and 7th house. And so Venus coming into this 4th house zone, Venus is directionally strong in the 4th house, where this can give a love of home, a love of comfort here in this house. But you want to be careful about any sort of extra spending and splurging. Remember that that 4th house is a home of comfort and luxury as well. And Venus is a very debilitating planet for those of you with Aries moon, Aries ascendant. Now we will see the sun move into your 3rd house, very strong position. This will increase the energy, the courage, the drive, the ability to get things done with the sun shifting focus into this 3rd house. This will be a great time for entrepreneurship, especially at the beginning of June when we have these planets of Venus and Mercury still finishing out there in that 3rd house. And of course, Mars is going to shift into Cancer. We will see it a little bit at the beginning of June. So this will be a great time for developing your skills, for putting your talents out there, for working on anything in regards of communication, public speaking, publishing, writing. All of these things can flourish with the sun and its activation here in this 3rd house, especially as the sun is a very auspicious planet for those of you with an Aries moon, Aries ascendant, as the sun is controlling your 5th house of creativity and of dharmic return. So we'll also see Mercury come into this combustion as it shifts backwards into your 2nd house. So we're going to see Mercury get burned out by the sun just before the sun shifts forward into your 3rd house. And this is a moment of clarity. Remember that when Mercury gets burned out by the sun, it is being purified and we're getting this clarity, this vision. Mercury in a combustion is increasing the intelligence. It's increasing the mental ability to see and understand. Remember that the sun is the light. So here Mercury becomes very bright. This is where the logic becomes very bright. And in this position, this is where you can receive a lot of clarity, a light bulb over the head moment here in terms of your values, your beliefs, your traditions. Making sure that everything is in order in this area is going to be highly important throughout this transit. Now we'll also see Jupiter station retrograde in your 11th house. So this is a very interesting time with this Jupiter energy up in your 11th house, where Jupiter has been blessing you. It's been giving you a lot here. And as it stations retrograde, this is going to increase. Remember how we talked about how retrogrades are not a negative thing. Retrogrades are when the planet slows down and we're able to review into that planet at a deeper level. So this Jupiter retrograde is going to help increase the amount of gains, the amount of support that can come into your life, especially as Jupiter is a very auspicious planet for those of you with an Aries moon, Aries ascendant, as Sagittarius is controlling your 9th house of luck and fortune, also controlling that 9th house of father figures and counselors. And so you can receive a lot of advice and support through this transit. We're also going to see Neptune station retrograde. For those of you who follow this transpersonal experience of these 3 extra planets, this will be a Neptune retrograde with Jupiter retrograde there in your 11th house as well. So once again, you can see this nurturing, this support that is coming through with this Neptune retrograde. This gives you a great time to reflect upon your dreams, your visions, the things that you want to accomplish with that 11th house of gains being activated. So this has been your June 2021 horoscope for Aries moon or Aries ascendant. I want to thank you all so much for joining. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. Once again, we have a lot to talk about with these retrogrades and this ongoing eclipse season. So make sure to hit that notification bell to stay tuned. If you would like to learn more on Vedic astrology, I do have a course available in the Facebook group Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones. There is a link down below in the description along with the comments. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.